Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about how I stopped a drunk guy from assaulting a pregnant woman at the laundromat. So this story took place in Oregon, and it was a laundromat during the night times. And so when we got there was only me, my partner Joey, and this other woman that was pregnant that was like kind of sitting waiting for her clothes to be done. So we started our wash, and then we noticed that a guy came in the laundromat. He was just like kind of, like swaying kind of back and forth. We didn't know if he was on drugs or if he was drunk. So we're just like kind of hanging out, leaning back, on the washer. On the washer is just like kind of talking. And then we can hear the guy like talking to her, but saying like provocative things. She was just like, we could tell that she was really uncomfortable. Joey was like, we should say something. We should tell him to stop. And you could obviously tell that girl was, you can obviously tell that the woman was really just like annoyed by this guy because she was on her phone the whole time. And this guy started touching her too. So Joey looked at me, he's like, we should say something to her. Both get up and walk towards him. We say, hey, you should stop. And then he's like, I'm not exactly sure what the words were, but he's like, you want a piece of me? So he kind of got in Joey's face, and then he just kind of like lunges at us. So then we're both like standing there, and we kind of like both move back, and then he kind of hits the ground. And that's when chaos starts, unfolding. To tell you the truth, I'm not really a fighter, but if it's a life or death situation, I will fight. But I'm more of a mellow person. So then once he lunges out, he falls on the ground, and then he starts getting up, and Joey was the closest person next to him. So then this guy starts swinging. I don't know what the move is called, but it's where you can take somebody down. So he like puts his foot out, trips him, and this guy like lands on the ground. And as he's landing on the ground, his face hits one of the dryers, and there's like kind of like an open piece of metal. So his face gets cut while his face is like smacking this way while he's hitting the ground. So he hits the ground, and then blood just starts going everywhere from his face. And at this point, I'm like, oh God, it's getting really bad. At this point, we have him on the ground. He's like, go to the car, because we had mace, and we thought maybe mace would stop it. So I go to the car, and I start looking for the mace. Of course, I can't find it. I'm like searching through the glove compartment, looking for it, and then of course I finally found it. And then at that point, they're still like they're actually like wrestling on the ground. And so then Joey gets him back onto his back again. And then so I put my foot kind of on his neck to like hold him down. And then this guy starts scratching. Well, we both put our foot on him, and this guy's starting to scratch, even trying to bite us. So while we have that, I'm down on the ground, we finally it was just at that moment I'm like, okay, this is real. Like, this guy means some real business. He's like, just like saying all kinds of slurs, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you both, and just, you should next time mind your own business. While he's on the ground, take our feet off, and he gets up. And then so Joey's like, oh, you wanna mess with us? So he opens up the thing of mace and then starts spraying him in his face. And then at this point, this guy was just like, he's like kind of screaming like, there's something, obviously the mace is working. And so he's just like, it was just kind of funny. I mean, it's not really funny. It's just like something you see out in the movies. He's just like walking around. He's just like, cause he's like holding his eyes and kind of like screaming like, what did you do? And then finally he makes his way out of the laundromat. So then I tell Joey, I'm like, okay, we need to like barricade ourselves. And at this point, I was also on the phone with the police. So as we're barricading the door, this guy, I don't know if he's like some kind of superhuman, but he comes back, and then he starts pounding. We have both have the doors barricaded so he can't come in. So he starts pounding on the glass and just like hitting it, like punching it as far as he can. I mean, as hard as he can. Just like keeps punching and punching it and punching it. And then you can hear the glass starting to crack on one side. And then as he's doing that, he's of course like saying all kinds of like talking trash to us. He's like, I'm gonna kill you guys. What? Look, you should have just left the whole situation alone. And then he starts like punching the glass. And then we're both just quiet, and we're just like letting him, obviously he's drunk, so we're just like, okay, dude, just do whatever you want. And then by the time I was holding my phone while I would wait for the cops, and then I give him the address, and then he's just like, he keeps like punching. The police officer's like, is there a way you can restrain him? And I'm like, no, we're barricading the door. He's gonna break into this glass. So he's like, he keeps cussing at us, and then finally the glass on the right side just starts to like crack, like shatter. By that time, the cops got there. So the cops took this guy, put him in handcuffs, and then the cops are obviously talking to us, like asking us what happened, and we told them, you know, this guy just like started harassing this woman that's pregnant, and so we told him the story. And get this, so they got the guy handcuffed behind his back, sitting on the ground. This guy gets out of the handcuffs and starts running, and I'm just like, how in the heck did he get out of the handcuffs? So he starts running, and then the cops start chasing after him. It was just like something out of the movies. But in the end, the lady was just like very thankful that, you know, we stopped him, because I mean, obviously she's pregnant. What if he was like super drunk? What if he did something? And then to this day, we have a picture of the mugshot on our phone. I'm not gonna show it, but as you can tell in the picture, this guy's face has like scars right here by his eyebrows, and you can tell his face is just all beat up. And then after the aftermath, that after everything happened, this guy walks into my work. He's actually in line. I kind of look over at him, and he kind of looks at me, but he kind of gives you that look. I don't know if you ever get a look where it's like somebody might know you, but they don't. Mind you, this is like probably a month after everything happened, and it was just like really awkward. And so I pulled over my manager, and I was like, you know the story I told you that what happened to me at the laundromat with Joey and I? Well, that guy's in line. I'm really lucky that my manager, because you know, I don't know if he remembers me. I mean, he was like really drunk. I forgot what, I think he was like over the alcohol range you can be, because I remember that it came up on his like mugshot that you can view online. Obviously it took me off the line, but this guy, I mean, he still looked kind of messed up after a month. Like his face, you could tell there's still bruising. Thankful that I didn't have to help him, or he didn't notice me, you know what I mean? Because if he did notice me, he would know where I work at, and basically, who knows? You mean, people these days are crazy, so they would do anything. But yeah, that's my story on saving a pregnant woman from being assaulted by a crazy drunk guy. I really hope you enjoyed this story time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye.